Hi Amber, how you doing? So yeah, this is supposed to be a kind of an overview, cursory look at a contract and how a contract might look and what might be included in the contract, things that would protect you as a designer, and some things that might give the client even a little room to breathe as well. But it should be understood that again, this is just an overview. I think you've done a really great job here because you've got the bones are here. Um, so it's showing that you understand. I want to just mention one thing, and that's the reproduction of work. So it seems like I remember when I was learning this, I had a little bit of trouble grasping this, kind of wrapping my brain around this whole thing. Um, but let me tell you how this works. And I've included this little text that I'm giving everyone, and it's right. It's in here. I'll leave it with you in your post. But basically, it's reproduction of work. So what you're saying is the client has full reproduction rights upon payment of a completed project, and that's great. The client has one. There's supposed to be an X there. That's the client has full reproduction rights upon the completed project. Period. The client has one-time reproduction rights for the specified project. So there should be an area there for an X, because that should be a choice. I think that's just the way you have it typeset, but that should be an X here. That should be full reproduction rights or one-time reproduction rights. And basically, I want to just explain a cursory overview of that because it's a little difficult to understand with this kind of just with a one piece of collateral. So generally, here's what you have. All right, let's say we have a whole, let's say we do a stationery system for a company. It's a logo and an identity package. Okay, so and then we're talking about reproduction of the work. All right, so we have typically one of two things we're going to talk about. The client has one-time reproduction rights of a specific project. Okay, or the client has full reproduction rights upon payment for the completed project. So the difference there is this. Let's look at a logo. If you give your client full reproduction rights of a logo, it means they own it. They can do whatever they want with it once they pay for it. Not good for a designer because they could put a big purple drop shadow behind your logo. Because guess what? It's not your logo anymore because you signed off on it. This, on the other hand, the client has one-time reproduction rights for specified projects. So what we're saying here is that you are allowed to use this logo in this way. Let's say on promotional pieces or in your collateral pieces, all right? Anything else above and beyond the scope of that specified use needs to be agreed upon with the designer. In other words, so you have this logo and I've given you permission to use it on your stationery system and your advertising. So, and then next thing I'm driving home from work and I see my logo or, the logo on the side of a building and it's squished this way. So I have recourse as a designer because I only gave you one-time reproduction rights. That was for the specified use as a logo for your collateral pieces and for your advertising. So putting it on the side of a building as a billboard, something, yes, it is advertising, but that would be a non-specified use and the designer would have recourse on that. So what does it do for the designer? It does two things. Number one, it's quality insurance, quality control, so to speak, on your work. So your work isn't going to your name isn't on a logo that they've squished this way and added a rainbow to it. Did you see what I'm saying? And the other thing is that it keeps you working because they have to come back to you every time they want to use the logo for something else or for other design work. Okay? So as you can see, that's how it would be in the designer's interest to specify a one-time reproduction right. So just wanted to make sure you understood that. But otherwise, you're spot on here. This is really good. Good job. Good research. Thanks.